What's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to Blueberry Gaming. My name is Blueberry, of course. Today we're going to be talking about Fable 4. Let's get into the video. So we need a Fable 4. We honestly need a Fable 4. I know there's a lot of people that want Fable, including me. I don't think there's a game that I've been craving more than Fable. Rest in peace, Lionhead Studios. The studio to me was kind of in trouble since Fable 3. They made a lot of claims and a lot of promises, and they showed us a lot of stuff that they never could really accomplish and put out. I think that if it did come out, it would have been really amazing. Some of the games that they were talking about and some of the ideas they had. But since it never came out, we will never know. I think Peter Mullenix or Molyneux, is partially to blame. He's the brains behind everything. So you can't, take that from him. Fable is his game. You can't really take that from him. But a lot of the ideas he had, he would want to tell people about the ideas before they were completely done. And I could understand that. And he usually couldn't deliver on those promises, which was sad. I still think he has great ideas and he's a genius because he bought us Fable. So I still think he's a incredible person, but I feel like the studio suffered a lot because of him. And in his last run, after Peter left, I feel like the studio was pretty much already in shambles and there was really no hope for it at that point. Fable 1 was probably one of my favorite Xbox original games. I remember seeing the trailer for it at GameStop when I don't remember, very young. There's still a lot of things that I haven't seen in new games that Fable has done. So I know a lot of people would probably think that Fable is, there's so many games out now that, Fable can't do anything, but there's a lot of things that I think Fable has that a lot of RPGs don't. Fable 1 was beautiful. It was an amazing game. Fable 2, I really loved. I know there was some mixed reviews on Fable 2. There were some things that I didn't like, but there were so many that I did like. And I feel like it was a great, expansion from Fable 1. They expanded so much and brought a lot of new ideas into the game that I really loved. Being able to control your weight, gain and lose weight. Most games don't do that, maybe because of the graphics and stuff like that. It's hard to actually make it so you can, it'll look okay to actually gain and lose weight with the graphics we have now. But I think that was one of the things that really bought Fable or set Fable apart from other games. Being able to be a little bit more sinister when you do bad stuff and being able to be more godlike when you do good deeds was another thing that Fable had and will forever have. Most games don't do that anymore, which sucks. So that's another thing that I think that Fable still has. And, that's one thing that Fable is still going to hold. And when I think of becoming like a devil or becoming like an angel, I usually think of Fable if it has to do with the choices that I make in the game. I usually think of Fable because that was the game that introduced that to me. Fable 3, there is very little things that I like about Fable 3. Fable 3 is really, really a disaster compared to the other two games. I like the look. I like the controls. The controls look were good. The look, it looked great for a Fable game. And so there was few things that I did like. I liked having the big mansion. The mansion looked really cool. There was a lot taken away. And I feel like that was the big thing about Fable 3. They took so much away. Instead of just adding more to what we already had and fixing things that we didn't like, it's like they took the things that we did like away and tried to do something completely different. And it wasn't the Fable that we know. It still felt like it, but it just wasn't Fable, And I really didn't bother to play any of the spin-offs after Fable 3. It kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, and I didn't really want to jump back into that world or even into any of the Lionhead games. After Fable 3, it was such a terrible release. I hate that happened, but They did talk about a little bit about Fable Legends, and sadly that game got canceled as well. It started off as a kind of clever idea. It looked beautiful. That's one thing about the game. It looked amazing. More and more that I looked at it and actually got to see it, it became more interesting. But from the start, it really wasn't anything special. So that lack of interest really made it so that the game kind of slowly died for me. You know, after I seen more and more of the game, it just kind of slowly died. I understand that they had to make an online Fable game, but why take Fable from what it actually is and try to make it into another type of game just because it's supposed to be online? Maybe they weren't really used to making great online games and they were really good at making a really strong single player game, and that was just kind of pushing the limits for him too much. Or Peter, you know, Mullenix, maybe his innovation got a hold of, you know, Fable Legends and even Fable 3 and really kind of messed that game up. I understand he wants to be more innovative. You know, he has a lot of ideas in his head, but let's get some of those ideas out, you know what I'm saying, little by little, so people can actually see that you have something up your sleeve instead of just showing them something. And I can relate. But, you know, there's so much competition now with all these different RPGs. Still, I think Fable is still king. I still think Fable's king. And the look of Fable, the humor in Fable, I don't think you can replace that no matter what game you put it in. I don't feel like you can replace it. Okay. I'm really excited that for Fable 4, if it is true, you know, if they do make a Fable 4, I'm really excited for it. It's supposed to be made by the people that made Horizon. I don't play any racing games. I heard that they're a very good studio. You know, they're really talented, and they're getting a lot of other developers and other people and helping work on this game if it does come true. I'll really take any Fable I can get, really. If it's Fable, you know, right now at this point, and since there's no lionhead, there's no studio at all even making Fable, I'll really take any type of Fable I can get. Because thinking back, you know, even though Fable 3 was really horrible, just thinking back, it's like I wish there was still a Fable in this generation. Seeing all our older games come back and look so great and so beautiful, and being able to replay all those old experiences on the next gen console like Gears and Halo is really amazing. So I wish Fable deserves this chance. You know, Fable deserves to be on the next gen console. I mean, it was one of those placeholders for Microsoft, and I feel like it deserves to be one of the console holders, you know. Right now, this is still rumors. I know it's still rumors, and I know that it's not 100% set in stone that we are getting a Fable 4, but I've thought about it, like, really, we need a Fable 4. Xbox needs a Fable 4. Xbox needs a exclusive desperately, because the PlayStation 4 right now is killing the exclusives. Bloodborne and great fighting games. I mean, Xbox really doesn't have much on the exclusive side. When you get to Xbox, you have maybe 3 to 4 exclusives. I think PlayStation probably has like 12, 13 exclusives, and Xbox has like 3 or 4. We need a Fable. Let's just say that. We need a Fable. We need to add it to the list. Fable was really one of the lead exclusives for Xbox. Gears, Fable, Halo, Left 4 Dead. Those are like the best exclusives for the Xbox. And if they bought those back, I would really, really be happy. Like, that'd be an amazing day. So let's hope. Let's really, really hope. Put our fingers together, cross, and let's hope that Fable will come back, and we will be able to travel back to Albion once again and relive those moments. That's going to be it for me today, everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. My name is Blueberry.